Cruz Montana kicked off NXT tonight. He entered through the crowd, calling out Zilla Fatu, who attacked him last week during his match against Grayson Waller. Instead, Rey Fenix comes out. Cruz had mutual respect for him, and Phoenix was out to watch the number one contender's Fatal 4 match for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship, which was up next. It was EK Prosper against La Parca against Romeo Moreno versus Trishan Angels. EK Prosper won, as I think most people figured he would. He had a stare down with Rey Fenix in the ring after the match. We go backstage into the cafe. The Vanity Project were making a move on Kendall Gray. Can't blame them. And Kendall was talking to Ren Sinclair, and it ended up with the girls making the guys look bad. And Maya Lockwood ended up agreeing with them. So kind of a funny segment. Vanity Project, I think, are just good douchey heels that I think just work. Then you had Thea Hale up next with Jada Parker. And then Natty came out with Carmen Petrovic and Nikita Lyons. We get Natty against Thea Hale. Natty submitted her to the sharpshooter. I don't think anyone thought Thea had a chance. After the match, Carmen and Nikita forced Jada to watch as Natty reapplies the sharpshooter onto Thea, making Jada watch her friend get tortured. I guess they do the same thing on SmackDown a month ago with the baddies making Charlotte watch Jade break Alexa's arm or something. So I guess with some, I mean, if they wanted to do it, they wanted it to be more effective. Had Natty put her in the sharpshooter for a longer period of time, make Thea scream like she's very sympathetic, kind of how Alexa Bliss is. She's small, everyone likes her. Do that to make them really get heat on Natty. Have her put the sharpshooter on her and like it just be really painful. It's like she had on her for like 10 seconds. Who cares? This is a stupid segment. I didn't like this. It could have been a lot more. And like Natty just doesn't work. I'm sorry, as a heel. Even as a face, she lacks charisma, man. I think that's just the issue she has. She has none of it. And it's not like her family was known for being the most charismatic. They're all great wrestlers, the Hearts, but like she has zero charisma in her career. That's always been her biggest issue. It's not that they hold her back. She just doesn't have any charisma. OTM had a backstage segment. Don't care. We got a WWE Speed Championship match. Lexis King against Lucien Prince. So Lexus won the match. OTM teased tension after the matchup. Grayson Waller headed to the ring. He was out after the break. He was cutting a promo on Zilla Fatu, very similar to the promos Drew McIntyre cut on Jacob Fatu earlier this year and the build up to WrestleMania, poking fun at Zilla's past, his criminal history. But then he was interrupted by Tony D'Angelo. Then Cruz Montana came out back through the crowd. Robert Stone came out next, and he announces a triple threat match for the NXT Championship at Heatwave. Initially, that was the match, but one person was added. We'll get to that later. We go backstage. Lizzie Rain talked to Charlotte Hill. Then Miles Bourne walked in. He said the winner will face him at Heatwave, so Charlotte could win it if he wins his match against Jackson. Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair out next. We see Keanu Carver sitting in Robert Stone's office. He makes him drink a coffee. This was just a stupid segment. I hated that. That bum Cam Hendricks walked in. This sucks. Keanu Carver sucks. Cam Hendricks sucks. Callie Armstrong, Kalani Jordan were out next. And I just think Callie Armstrong, man, you are trying so hard to be Bianca Belair. And you never will be her. It's like, be someone else. She's just trying so hard at it. It's annoying. It's like that other girl. What's her name? We haven't seen her in a while. Wonder why. She's not very good. I'm drawing a blank. What's that girl's name? She was with Natty. Anyways, Layla Diggs. That's her name, Layla Diggs. She's just trying so hard to be Sasha Banks. It's so obvious, but anyways, you had Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair against Kalani Jordan and Callie Armstrong. So the heels got the heat early on Ren. And then Kendall got the hot tag, but then she re-injures her ear. Not actually injures, but she hurts it back in the match. And that kind of takes her out. She had to tag in Ren, so Kendall was out. Ren eventually gets pinned by Callie. Not a fan of Callie Armstrong. Don't see really much anything with her other than just some NIL athlete. We got an NXT focus on Dark State, recreating the Seth Rollins Matt Riddle angle with these two fucking Dark State bombs. Saquon Sugars and Dion Lennox. I don't care about these guys. That Rollins Matt Riddle angle was actually really good a few years ago, but I didn't give a shit about here. It's a weaponized cage match next week. And by the way, I meant to mention with Callie, I think Kalani Jordan of going back to that one's match, I really like her. I think she has so much more potential, but I'd like to see her on the main roster because I think she can do something. I think she's good. And if they let her show off, she's actually she's similar to Sol Ruka, where she has like an athletic gymnast type background, but I don't think she has as many botches from what I've seen. And I like Sol Ruka, but still, that's definitely her biggest weakness so far on the main roster. Anyways, yeah, Charlotte Hill against Jackson Drake next. Naraku interfered, costing Charlotte the match. I don't know why Naraku doesn't like Shiloh, but whatever. Jackson Drake won, and he faces Miles Bourne at Heatwave. Zarya was complaining to Robert Stone about the Heatwave match, and then Callie walked in. She argues with Zarya. This sucked. Callie was not good. Zarya sucked here. Zarya's just had such an uneventful Women's North American Championship reign. Sol Ruka put her over big when she was on her way out. And like Zarya, I just see her like she has no potential at all on the main roster. She just doesn't have the kind of look that they like, or I think the fans kind of want to see with the woman. And like you have to have that super attractive look, and you can be dark. Rhea Ripley is dark. She's a kind of a gothic chick, but she's insanely attractive. Rhea Ripley is. Stephanie Vaquer is kind of a dark character in a way. She's obviously insanely attractive. Did you see what Stephanie was wearing last night? That's why I had it on my thumbnail, but. You can have that, but like I think you need to there's a lot of sex appeal that I think you need just if you're a woman to succeed. Obviously, historically in WWE, but nowadays I think just as much as it's ever been, you have to be good in the ring. I don't see much with Zarya. I don't think she's going to go anywhere on the main roster. So you had Zilla Vatu arrive like in a SUV like he was Roman Reigns, which is ridiculous. Then they preview next week's show. Zilla Fatu is out next with Robert Stone in the ring holding a contract. Zilla cuts a good promo. He's talking about how he doesn't want to be a Nepo baby. Look, I think whenever you're going to come from the Anoa'i family, people now are going to think you're a Nepo baby because they just get so much screen time. It's because of Roman Reigns, but still. It's unfair in a way. I'm not one of those people who say, well, they have too many Samoan wrestlers. Well, I think if they're really good wrestlers and they can contribute, why not sign them? That's what I think about Zilla, but the whole nepotism, it doesn't. If you're one of those people who think that the people who are from the Anoa'i family, who are closely related to them, even like the Tongans are, that they have that they're being favored because of their relations to Roman Reigns and The Rock, and it's nepotism. Zilla Fatu getting an NXT Championship match on his first match in NXT. Yeah, that's only going to reinforce reviews if you believe that there's nepotism with the Samoan dynasty. If that's what you believe, I mean, he really shouldn't be getting a championship match this early when he's done absolutely nothing to earn it. Now, Grayson Waller hasn't either, but at least you can say it's a main roster guy. Like, this is his first time in the whole company. Anyway, the other three surrounded the ring, and Zilla announced it's a Fatal 4 match for the NXT Championship at Heatwave, the second biggest show of the year. And that's how NXT went off the air this week. Last week was a lot better. Last week was a good show. This was kind of more of a filler show, all building up to Heatwave. I think another issue is that like so many of these shows feel repetitive. And I think these NXT shows, sometimes it's better just to get out of the Performance Center for just a week because it freshens things up a bit. And especially under such a long layoff from the previous PLE. I think the last one was early in July or late June, actually. It's almost been 2 months. It has been 2 months. So I just think sometimes these shows feel a little bit repetitive, but it's Heatwave. That's what they showed at the end, the last graphics. We'll see what NXT has for their second biggest show of the year.